Hello everybody, this is just a quick video on how I made this little scene right here, showcasing the interpolation between two different cube maps. From this point right here, I will break it down as deep as I can. So, of course, we start by bringing in the end of map probe, and that's our parallax corrected cube map. First of all, this is our first one, and we want it about head height. Now, if I were to do this again, I would have shifted my cube map kind of here and hid the player model, but I didn't do that. So yeah, because I should clarify, everything you don't want inside the bake you should hide from the scene. So like with this body, I'd go here to this model renderer and disable this temporarily while baking, which we go here and bake. I'll break that down as well. For now, we can just bring this back. So I have one here. In an ideal scenario, you'd have it normally in the center of the room or a little bit closer to the mirror, normally from a perspective where the player will be most often, because you want it to look as correct as possible. At least that's from my personal experience, because if we move this in, you can see it shifts a little bit. I'll talk about the bounds real quick. So it doesn't have to be perfect from my experience, and you do see the split right here. I'll dig into that in a second. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be shaped with your room. And the reason why I have this super high is because I have this 2D skybox. And because this is a box, I have to, it looks like hold on, I'll just show you guys. If I bring this down here, actually that doesn't look too bad, but you can see right here, it looks like a box, right? The sky looks like, it doesn't look right. Oh, hold on, how do I explain this? Normally, your room is enclosed and it's not open to the sky. And if that's so, then just fit it to the room. But if it is open to the sky, I recommend pushing it up a bit so that it's not like cut off right at the top, and it looks, because it looks weird. I don't have a good example, but it looks weird. I mean, maybe if I use this custom texture right here, which is a default, and I bring this down to here, you notice that you can see the roof right here. Hold on, let's see if I can get in a position where if I shift this, you can see the roof is changing. This is also a good part. So to bake, I noticed that this sphere thing doesn't work, so just keep it at box. I have it set to the highest resolution. I just left these settings at default. Multi-bounce, minimum amount of reflection bounces to render when first enabled before setting at cost of extra performance. So then we just bake the texture, wait a second, you can see it's getting a little laggy, and then it's back. So because I left my sphere and my character model in, it baked them into the scene, and we don't want that. So I'll go ahead and disable these real quick so that they're hidden from the scene, and we can rebake that. Perfect. Now that it's baked, we can bring them back in. Same for the other one. This one is just another end map probe that I literally just duplicated off this one right here and moved it over to this point right here in the center of the room, and this is just capturing the room. And you can see the artifacting right here. This looks a little awkward because, you know, it's just how it is, how the bounding box is. So I have this reflective sphere right here. So if I play this, the sphere interacts with the cube map, and if we move in, it fades in. There's a bunch of caveats with this. So first of all, y'all might be wondering, what happens if I remove this? Because I have a 2D skybox, the sphere will go back to the 2D skybox. Same with this right here. So if you miss this, it's not like the end of the world, you know. If you didn't notice already, I have this weird thin cube map right here. It's perfectly in the split, or not perfectly, you can see it's not perfect, but it's in the area of where I want the split to be. If we look at my other cube maps, like this one, you'll notice I have my feathering set really low. So you can see the feather line and the regular line right here is just basically there's no feather. Right, so that means hold on, let me show you guys. First, before I move on, the reason why I don't increase the feather for this one is because if I increase the feather, you can see there's a bunch of artifacts. Now, if I play, the ground doesn't look right. That's not gonna work. So let's set that back to 0.2. But if there's no feather, then it will be a harsh swish. So let me just show you guys what that hard switch looks like. So we need to intersect them a little bit. Okay, now if I bring my sphere, I baked it with the thing again. Okay, hold on. If we move it over, you'll see it's such a sharp split. Sharp. You saw that. Let's do it again. Sharp. Right? That doesn't look good. So to combat that, I have my thing right here. Let me fix this capture real quick. Now that you've seen what it's like, I'll show you what it's like fixed again. That's what it looks like. Earlier, I had stated that if you increase the feather on this, you get artifacts. So while if you didn't have a mirror right here, I would recommend you just increase the feather, right? Because if we remove this again and then intersect, I'll just intersect this one a little bit and then increase the feather, go to this other one, increase the feather, okay, and then play, you'll see that it does smoothly move over, like really good. Smooth. And it could be smoother. I didn't put the feather to max. And you can go over 32 as well. It doesn't have to be 32. Smooth, right? But I don't exactly... Well, that's good, and I like the look, but once again, I have these two mirrors here, and I intentionally placed these so that I could clarify this caveat. So, basically, this is just a super thin bounding box with the feather, and these other two do not have a feather. So this acts like a little middle point, so that when I go over, my no feather cube map hits the feathered one and transitions into the other. Same for the other side, transition. And I feel like it actually looks not too bad because here, this is a wall right here. So when it goes over, it's like a lack of light, and it kind of looks authentic, if you ask me. It doesn't look bad at all. So if we look at this again, once again, amazing. And you can see the transition to the other one. Moving back, hit the wall, transition. That's basically it. I will dive deeper into this concept in future tutorials, but for now, that's it. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I will see you guys again very soon.